Hi, my name is Anita Lo, and I'm the chef here at Annisa, Rickshaw Dumpling Bar, and Bar Q. And today I'm going to show you how to make filling now for our dumplings. The first thing we need is some ground pork. If you just put just meat in there, it'd be a very heavy, dense dumpling. So what you need to do is lighten it with some vegetable. And what I have here is some green cabbage. And I'm just going to cut a little bit off. And the green color is symbolic for the new year because it represents new beginnings. Okay, and so you can cut this by hand, or what I find is a little bit faster and easier just to put it into a food processor. Okay, so what I'm going to do is add a little bit of salt, and what I'm doing is not only seasoning it, but the salt will help draw out the water because you don't want a wet dumpling. Now you see this is all nice and finely chopped. I'm going to take it out of the food processor and into a clean cloth and squeeze out some of the water. See how much liquid comes out of this? That you wouldn't want in your dumpling. And then that goes in with the pork. Now the other vegetable that I'm going to be adding to this are some golden chives. Now these are garlic chives. It's optional. You could leave this out if you can't find any. And these, you just want to cut off the dried off ends. And then we're just going to chop them. You want to chop them finely because if this is big, it's going to get caught when you're folding your dumplings. Okay, so that just goes directly in as well. And we have some green scallions. And I like to cut them on a bias, only because that's the way my mother did it. Next, I'm going to start soaking a little bit of this dried shrimp. The Chinese name for shrimp is har, and the Chinese believe that if you eat shrimp, you'll have a year full of laughter because the word is a homonym for the sound that we make when we're laughing. This is a little Shaoxing cooking wine. Okay. And I have a clove of garlic. If there's any green parts in there, I like to take it out. This one's pretty fresh. So just going to finely chop this. And I like to crush it first. Take your knife and just sort of flatten it, little by little. And then you just have to go through once or twice, and you've got very finely chopped garlic. And here's some ginger. And you could finely chop this, or I like to grate it. That way I know that I'm not getting any big pieces of ginger. And now we're going to add some seasonings. I got a little bit of oyster sauce. And most grocery stores have oyster sauce these days. And this is just some soy sauce. And then I'm going to add the shrimp that we've been soaking. An egg. And I'm going to crack it into this bowl first, just so I know that there's no shell in there. I'm going to season that egg with a little salt. It'll help break it up. Just going to beat it up before adding it. This is just going to help bind it. Now I'm going to add some cornstarch. This will also help absorb some of the water and help to bind the recipe together. And a little bit of sugar for flavoring for a sweet New Year. And here I have some toasted sesame oil, which has that traditional Asian flavor. And this is very strong, so you don't want to put a lot of it. Then we're just going to season up a little bit. The soy sauce and the oyster sauce will give it a little bit of salinity. Also, we've already seasoned the cabbage, so you want to add salt sparingly. And a little bit of freshly ground black pepper. Okay, now we're just going to mix this. Your hands are the best tools in the kitchen. And we're going to mix it until it's just uniform.